just making a version of Mississippi pot roast. We're going to do some sandwiches with it later. So anyway, so I'm just going to cut up an onion. Again, most recipes for Mississippi pot roast don't call for onion, but we're going to be doing sandwiches with this, so it's going to be kind of a my version of a Mississippi pot roast Philly, you know, sandwich style. So different ways of peeling onion. Basically just get yourself a large onion, peel it. You want to get the outer layers off because they won't cook. They'll just be tough. You ever wonder why you get an onion in there and you're just chewing on it, it's kind of like rubber. That's just some of the outer layers that dried on. They dried up a little bit and they don't really cook. They just get kind of rubbery. Anyway, okay, so we'll go ahead and cut up the onion so like that. So there we got our onions for later. Get the skin off me. Towel in the pocket. I gotta hide it from my sous chef who takes all my stuff and hides them. Okay, so we got I get the pot getting hot. Get a little oil. So basically with the Foodi, you can turn it on and you just need a little bit of oil in there. And I've got it on sear, which is a high heat. So this is just a bone-in chuck roast that we actually picked up from a local butcher shop that's been around for 100 years, I think. So hopefully this steak aged 100 years, but anyway, it looked pretty good to me. So, and I like to just season with this is a Montreal steak seasoning. Of course, we'll be throwing another seasoning on it as it slow cooks, but I like to put a little bit on there. So, lift her up, set her in there, and wasn't hot yet, so we'll just let her get going. Where's my lid? Here it is, and we'll let her get going. Okay, so let's take a look on that first side we put down. See, I get a little brown. Yeah, they're starting to get a little bit of color on that side. So let's cook on that side about 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll get her all put together. Okay, so we got it brown on both sides, so I'm turning it off. Okay, so meat out again. We're just giving it a little color. And I throw some onions down in the bottom. Okay, throw this back on top. And one of the ingredients I did not mention, I like to throw a little Worcestershire, you know, in all my roasts. So that you just kind of sprinkle right over.
A little bit, as in?
Probably a couple tablespoons. Tablespoons, 2, depending on how you like it.
2 tablespoons. Okay.
So, and then on that, you a bag of onion soup mix, which all of a sudden you got these peppers that won't care. There it is, I found it. So basically just break up the
whole package?
The whole package. Okay. But a lot of times they might clump on you, especially down here in the south. You get a little more humidity, even inside the package. So just break up that basically the beefy flavor. You just sprinkle that over the meat. Okay. And then you let's go with the ranch.
You got 1 package of ranch?
Basically 1 package of ranch. It makes like 2 cups. It's pretty much standard size. You can buy the Hidden Valley if you want and pay, you know, an extra $1.50, or you can buy the generic. But for this, it's, you know, pretty much the same. You do that. Then you can pour the rest of the onions over the top. Then And this is the pepperoncinis. It just depends on how well you like pepperoncinis.
We don't like them.
To how much you use. You can leave them whole, but since, you know, with the stem on, but since how I'm just going to be chopping them up, I don't want stems in our sandwiches later, so I just take my thumb and pop off the stem.
And juice flies everywhere.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting a little close and personal with that camera. These are kind of small pepperoncinis for whatever reason.
Yeah, they are.
So we'll probably put some extra in.
So how many do you consider
Well,
extra?
These are small.
Okay.
So I'm probably thinking, you know, typically 6 to 8 of the
larger.
You know, the larger size, which are at least, you know, that big. But those are even kind of medium sized, what I'm used to. So we're going to put in probably about
Like 12?
10 or 12. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I mean, these are pretty small stuff.
Yeah.
So 10, 11, and we'll give one more because we like it.
Yeah.
It gives it, it's not hot spicy, it's just kind of zesty.
Yeah.
And a lot of recipes don't call for this, but I put a little bit of the juice in just because it'll give it a little more
A little
zest.
bit, as in quarter cup, maybe?
Not even that
8,
much.
maybe.
And probably a couple tablespoons.
Okay.
Then, I know it sounds crazy,
But
but the only liquid, other than that, just that little bit of the juice in the Worcestershire, is you take a stick of butter. And that's 3 pounds of meat. But you put a stick of butter and you set it right on top.
trust us.
So that
It
will
is
be
amazing. It's not diet.
No,
Don't.
again.
Once again, no.
If you're watching this because you want to go on a diet and you think this body is by diet, it's not. I have tried and failed. I just have love for food, I guess. Hopefully we'll someday get around that. Anyway, so then you want to take brush your lid. So turn it on, make sure it's sealed. I do anyway. And then we're going to do the slow cook method. So there, and we're going to do slow, choose that, and we're going to do the high, and we're going to leave it at the 4 hours. And then, or actually no, we're going to go down to, we're going to do 4 hours. I guess you can't. So 4 hours and hit start. And then, like I said, it'll start bringing it up temp and be cooking it. We can also check it. If you wanted to check it, see how the roast is doing, you know, after like 3 hours, depending on how big your roast is, how thick it's sliced, yada yada. Basically, you can just use the vent back here, because just check this valve, this red valve. If it's popped up where it's, you know, at or just a little above the surface, it's locked. It means it's got steam in there. So just turn this to vent and vent out any steam. Just make sure your hands back away and do that. Some people want to use a towel, but it's not that big a deal. You just do that.
But never ever try to open it, or
it's
will
locked.
it not?
This pin locks it, but
okay.
I mean, you know, don't even try. So, but until it's vented and this pin goes down, and then you can basically at that point, you know, you turn it off. That way, it helps the quit producing steam. But check it, see if it's tender enough for you. If it's not, turn it back on. So we'll get back to you here hopefully in a few hours. Looks like we're done cooking anyway. So we will let the steam vent out and see what we got. It just built up a little steam. So as you can see, basically we've got just tender, you know, it's gonna be roast. So at this point, you know, I mean, I had checked it before and it just pulled it apart and separated some of the bone and different things. So you could serve it just as a roast. Serve it with some potatoes, baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, serve it over rice, something like that. But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to take the fat out and bones and stuff like that, and I'm going to shred it up. And so let me get started on that, and we'll come back. Okay. So I finished up shredding the meat, the beef, and I got it in the pan here with the sauce and the peppers and the onions. So basically I just took and threw out the fat and the bones and all that stuff that were extra in there. because I got a bone-in product. So we just basically warmed up some hoagie buns, and a little trick you do is put a little bit of cheese on the bottom down there, and then it helps hold it together underneath the meat too. So so the juice is just going right through the bun. So basically you just load her up.
Messy.
Yeah, this one will require a hunch, you know.
A Guy Fieri hunch.
Fieri hunch, yeah.
Fieri hunch, yeah.
Okay, so it's probably about as full as you're going to get it.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
And then put cheese over the top.
And that is
cheese over the top.
That cheese that we're using there. It's called Azaderos cheese.
Azaderos cheese.
It's
Where'd
from
you get that?
Lake on Dairy in El Paso.
Here, let me.
It's a harvest host that we went to. They do sell it online. But they have the regular, which they say is kind of like a mozzarella.
Yeah.
And then they had the jalapeno, which we haven't used yet.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited to use.
This actually we got was the pre-sliced. They just sliced it.
And then we got some in a round.
It's just a round. It's just a
round
chunk of it. So I got to go for it.
Oh, are you gonna eat it?
You
Okay.
gonna try to eat it?
Yeah. Go ahead. Try. Hunch. I'm not gonna do it. I'll do mine off camera.
Okay.
You want me to scoot your plate closer?
Yeah. Just go all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready.
I need a wrap on it.
You ready?
Yeah. I got you.
It's leaking out that backside, so let's go this way. Okay, ready?
I think that means it's good.
Yeah.
Mississippi pot roast in the Ninja Foodi. Wow.
And that's just to make sandwiches and stuff. So.
Yep. Good stuff.
Good stuff. So, like I said, you know, it's very versatile. You can do a lot of things with it, even in the camper, RVing. You know, it's not that big of a deal. So we're gonna sit down and enjoy some of these hoagie sandwiches. And you guys have any questions or comments, please just throw them down there in the comment section, and we'll try to get back to you. And if there's some recipes that you want me to try, or something you want me to cook or try, you know, throw that down there too. I'll try to come up with something for you.
Sure.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, and like we always say, we'll see you soon.
Say that again. Just the ending part.
Okay,
Cut your head
so
off.
I'm going to shred it up, and we'll come back to it when I'm done shredding it up, and we'll go from there. Up and that.
I'm sorry, I get your head off before. So.
It's hard to work,
Yeah.
fly like an eel when you work with some turkeys. Whatever that quote is.